Now join with me in honoring the United States of America and the men and women in uniform who stand for freedom throughout the world. Tonight, Adam Torrey, Ellender High School's choir director, will be singing our national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early night what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and virgins ring of bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? For the land of the free and the home of the brave. Boy, very, very nice job with the national anthem there. Let's play some football. Patriots will be getting the football first. Happy to have you here on KLEB. For those wondering, we have the World Series on ESPN tonight. That's a pretty damn good reason to get moved on over. We got game one of the World Series on the ESPN side.
One time I'm going to do this, that when they play the national anthem, just make as if that I'm singing it. Because every time they looked up at the press box,
they want to see who it is.
Or I might just point to you.
Or you could do that. Yeah. The Tarpons will be kicking it away. It'll be Cesar Gonzalez. And boy, this is an area where in years past, when Ellender has had some pretty good teams, they have been dangerous on special teams. Boy, I remember Royal Williams is one heck of a kick returner. Devontavian Martin, who's playing in the NFL, was one heck of a kick returner.
They had some athletes come through Ellender.
Number 84 is going to be back deep. That's Jaden Gamboa. Number 7, which is Xavier Bryant. That's the starting tailback that the Tarpons were talking about in pregame. The Tarpons are in all white with the pink trim, pink and blue trim with the breast cancer awareness. Ellender in the home grays with the white and red trim. Cesar Gonzalez has the ball on the tee at the 40-yard line. Tarpons are kicking from right to left on your radio dial. We are underway with a high kick that'll go to Bryant at the 15-yard line, working up the field. He's going to be hit and dropped near the 30-yard line. So a pretty good starting field position for the Patriots, and that's where Cade Atkins will lead his team out to the field.
Yeah, Brian, that was a dangerous catch. He was running up to the ball. If he could have just bobbled that, could have been disastrous for the Patriots.
The Tarpon defense is going to try to get an early stop. Number 47, Darrell Jones getting a start in the middle for South Lafourche tonight. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Patriots. Atkins will be in the gun. The ball's pretty much in the middle of the field. It is a 3-receiver set. Sending a man in motion. That man is Lopez. They'll hand it to Bryant. Not much. Got maybe a yard or two. Good job by the middle of the Tarpon defense that time, stringing that one out.
And a nice job by the Tarpon left side. Abram Berg once again collapsing that play.
We'll give them 2. It'll bring up 2nd down and 8. Just underway. And the fact that we have already burned more than a minute off the clock tells me the clock never stopped after the kickoff.
Oh, you kidding me?
2nd down and 8 for the Patriots. Inside of 11 minutes to go in the first quarter after just one play. They'll throw it out to the sideline where a grab will be made. Tarpons are trying to hustle to the ball. Good job by Berg there making the tackle on the pass catcher. It was number 80. I don't have an 80 on my roster. I think they said James. That might have been 88. Travion James might have been the number.
Well, it is 80, but they said James on the PA, so we'll assume that's Travion James, a wide receiver, who on my roster is 88. 3rd down and 6. Tarpons trying to get off the field. And you mentioned some of Ellender's problems punting the football. Boy, how important would it be to force a punt in the first drive? Does Coach Guidry maybe dial up a blitz here? Atkins waiting on the shotgun snap. Strong side of the field to the right. Tarpons are coming with some pressure. They're getting through. It's a screen. It's caught by Bryant. And boy, good play call for the Patriots. He's across midfield, and a touchdown saving tackle was made at the 43-yard line. If the Tarpons don't make that tackle, I think it was Edwards that maybe got him to the turf. Yeah, that would have been to the house for Ellender. They had the perfect play call. Tarpons brought an all-out blitz. They dropped a screen in on them.
Yeah, Tarpons have everyone up. No deep help. And you're right. It's a good play call. They called the Tarpons.
1st and 10. Ball inside of Tarpon territory. Strong side of the field to the right in the shotgun. Sending a man in motion. That again is Lopez. Atkins drops back. It's a screen. It's going to be caught. And nothing. That, in fact, is going to be a tackle for a loss brought to you by the Terry Ellender III Foundation. The grab was made by number 4, Donta Kohler, but the Tarpons were all over that one. 11 was there, Landon Jarvis. 47 was there. That's Darrell Jones.
Yeah, nice job of the Tarpon defense stopping that little screen for no gain.
8:43 and counting in the opening quarter. 2nd and 10 for the Patriots. They have moved the ball into Tarpon territory. Atkins with the strong side of the field to the left. Directing traffic. Sending Kohler in motion. They'll hand it to Bryant. Nothing. Jones is there. That is a tackle for a loss brought to you by the Terry Ellender III Foundation. Coach, we have not said number 47, Darrell Jones' name often this season, but in this first drive, every play, he is on the football, including a tackle for a loss there in the middle.
He did a nice job. He's coming up the ball quick, and they're having a hard time of blocking him.
So that'll bring up 3rd down and 11. Patriots got to get to the Tarpon 33-yard line. You figure they'll put it in the air. They got 3 receivers to the left. That's the strong side of the field. Atkins rolls that way. Has some time to throw. Now that's breaking down, he's looking to run, and he doesn't get a whole lot, maybe a yard or so. No flag on the sideline where he was kind of shoved out. So it should be a 4th and 11 situation, and it looks like the Patriots are going to punt it away.
Good job of the Tarpon defensive front and the backfield covering those receivers. Quarterback.
Be careful down there, Bubba. Patriots punter will be standing at his own 41-yard line. A little curious that an 0-8 team who drives the ball into opposing territory would be punting here. I thought that they would have been maybe trying to take a shot. Let's see.
Watch the snap.
Well, it should be a delay of game. Yeah, the play clock is down to 0.
Yep.
So it will be a delay of game, and that'll move it 5 yards further back. And to your point, B, the snap was a bounce pass. That's usually not a good thing.
Yeah, and pregame the snaps weren't very accurate at all.
The Tarpons have a return man. I can't tell if that's Terrence or Titan. I think it might be Terrence.
Titan.
Oh, Titan. There we go. There's the snap. It does get to the punter this time. It is a nice kick that'll get to Alamo on the 18-yard line. And he will be stacked up at the 18-yard line. A good tackle by number 45 of the Ellender Patriots. That is Makai Gotro wrapping him up. Clock has never stopped. 7:24. It's a running time game today, I guess. Didn't stop after the opening kickoff. Hasn't stopped yet.
Somebody needs to notice this on the field.
7:17 and counting as the Tarpons will take the field. Clock hadn't stopped yet since we've started the game. Still hadn't stopped. Well, at least we're going to get home early. 7:03 and counting in the opening quarter. 7 minutes and counting.
Now, what I don't understand is 2 officials looked at the clock and seen it running, and now they're going to stop.
Now they're going to, but they should add almost a minute to it. The entire possession change, the clock was running. They should add a minute to the clock. Looks like they finally might be communicating that. As it stands now, it's 6:54. The Tarpons will play at 1st and 10, and they ain't adding a second. Be an inside handoff to Dardar, driving across the 25. He stopped at the 26-yard line. Gain of about 7.
Nice run right up the middle. Good hard run by Dardar.
So he picked up, hell, we'll give him 8. Dardar needs about 240, 250 yards to get to 1,000. And the Tarpons hope he could get close to that tonight. Easier said than done against these Patriots, but he got a nice gain here on 2nd down, and it's a Golden Motors 1st down to the 35-yard line. The clock 100% does not stop, even though they're moving the chains, and it'll be first. This is going to be a quick game, Bubba. 1st and 10 for the Tarps at the 35-yard line. Right at the 6-minute mark. Strong side of the field to the right. Tarpons in the gun. Carson Ogeron will draw them off. Let's see if they stop the clock now. Yep, they do. Right at 6 minutes to bring up a 1st and 5.
They used to stopping it for a heat timeout at 6 minutes.
It just seems illogical that we played 6 minutes of football and it's 7:07 p.m., but such is life. 1st and 5 for the Tarpons. Ball at the 40-yard line. Tarpons are in a closed-up shotgun set. They're going to hand it to Dardar. Bounces off right tackle. Has a nice gain. He's got a 1st down to the 46-yard line. Gain of about 6. It is a Golden Motors 1st down. Good spring block that time by Aiden Bruce.
And the offensive line doing a good job of staying with their blocks here, giving Dardar some room to run.
So it'll be 1st and 10.
Moultrie on the stop with the Patriots.
Tarpons near midfield. Ogeron comes with the hard count. They're not biting. Strong side of the field to the left. Still got 14 seconds on the play clock, which is a long time. He's making some checks and some calls at the line of scrimmage. Inside handoff to Dardar. He's got a nice gain across midfield. Dropped at about the 46-yard line. Gain of about 7 or 8. BJ told Truck in the pregame coaches interview brought to you by Neo Small Engine that the Tarpons would read the defense and figure out how to attack. They must be seeing something in the box that they like. Every play has been a run play so far.
Yeah, got good angles up front blocking. And again, Dardar is just doing a great job of his vision. Has improved so much this year. It's remarkable.
2nd down and 2. The Tarpons are coming with their eyes set. Let's look out for play action here from Ellender. Nope, just a handoff to Dardar. Picking through. He's got a 1st down across the 45. It is a Golden Motors 1st down. 4:40. The clock temporarily stops as they move the chains. Now to roll. Strong side of the field to the left. Tarpons getting their signals from the sideline.
When they're going to take a shot.
Yeah, they're kind of wooing them to sleep, aren't they? 1st and 10. Ellender coming on a blitz. Play action. They'll throw it to the flats. It's caught by Burke. How far is he going to run? Great blocking. 30. 25 cuts in. He's tripped up at the 23. It's a Golden Motors 1st down. It's a blue boot bomb. Ellender brought the safeties on a blitz. The Tarpons play action, got it into space. It was a very, very nice gain.
Yeah, good blocking at the point of attack on that little screen by the Tarpons.
1st and 10. Tarpons approaching the Absolute Fitness red zone. Five receiver, empty set. Play clock down to 10. Ogeron with Meathead in the backfield. Inside handoff. Nope, Carson keeps it bouncing outside. He's got a nice gain and nearly 1st down yardage. He is in the Absolute Fitness red zone. And he picked up about 9.5. It's going to be 2nd and very short. Well, I got to tell you, man, Tarpons up front are just kind of bullying them right now. They're getting as many yards as they want running it.
Yeah, you can see Ellender's already getting worn out, their defensive front. Big boys up front for the Tarpons, just pounding on them.
Tarpons are in the gun. Berg will be sort of like a lead blocker here, I think, for Dardar. They're coming. They'll hand it to Dardar. He's got a first down, driving inside the 10 to about the 6. Meathead is going to have a big day today. They are giving it to their running back every single play. It'll be first and goal for the Tarpons at the 6-yard line. 3:08 and counting in a rolling first quarter clock. A first quarter that has breezed by. Now can the Tarpons finish the drive with a touchdown? That has been a little bit of a problem at times this season in an I-form set. They'll hand it to Dardar, picking off right tackle, diving near the goal line. He didn't get in, but he got to about the 1. Dardar was stacked up at about the 4, and then he just kind of dove and got about another 2 yards closer. He got to about the 2.
Yeah, that one time they crossed the deep offensive lineman's face, and Dardar kind of ran away from him, give him extra yards.
Second and goal. It's a tush push. They're pushing, and Carson's in standing up. So the Tarpons are going to get an easy opening touchdown. It's 6-0 South Lafourche. The Tarpons drive the length of the field and easily get a touchdown there. Scoreboard update brought to you by 3T. Terrebonne 7, Thibodeau 0. Cesar Gonzalez will be kicking it away.
Tarpons fans, you want Thibodeau to win. You don't want him to win.
Yeah, I think you got to root for Thibodeau to lose. You need the PowerPoint, but you need Thibodeau to not be in the equation also.
For the extra point, Cesar Gonzalez.
Waiting on the snap. It's there. The kick is up. It is right down Broadway, and the Tarpons lead 7-0. Let's take a 1-minute break. When we get back, the Patriots will try to answer with 2:19 to go in the opening quarter. We'll be right back on KLEB. All right, the Tarpons score, and now they kick it away. A little pop-up kick. That'll be fielded by Brian. Nope, someone cut in front of Brian at the 15-yard line with a head of steam. Across the 25, dropped at the 30 is number 84 for the Patriots. Then is Jaden Gamboa. Thought Bryant was going to get it, and Gamboa said, "No, sir, you are not." Stepped right in front of him and made the play.
Talon Dewey, and looked like Tucker Dantin on the stop for the Tarpons.
So 1st and 10 for the Patriots. 2:08 to go in the opening quarter. 7-0 South Lafourche in the early stages. Tarpon defense gave up some first downs on the first drive, but they stiffened up whenever the ball got on their side of the field. It is a 3-receiver shotgun set. Cade Atkins with Bryant in the gun. Sending Lopez in motion. Inside handoff to Bryant, and he's hit and dropped, and it's a tackle for a loss brought to you by the Terry L. Hunter III Foundation. Number 45 for South Lafourche on the tackle. That is Talon Dewey. Well, I say that. They gave him about a yard, so we'll still give it to Terry L. The Terry L. Hunter III Foundation, even though he gained about a half a yard.
He got a great spot.
Yeah, he did. Yes. I was just about to say, yeah, Big Blue has outnumbered the home crowd by a lot here tonight. Visiting side is packed. Trips to the left. Atkins will toss it out there to Bryant, and the Tarpons string that out and will trip him up near the 40. Actually, that's not Bryant. That is number 21, Howard, who will get the carry. Pickup of about 6 or 7 yards, though. It'll bring up third and very manageable for the Patriots. Third and about 2.
Nice job by Haven Green on that last play, forcing the ball carrier back to the inside where he had help.
Third down and a long 1 for the Patriots. Can the Tarpons throw him back? Ball at the 41-yard line. Strong side of the field to the left. Atkins. It's the snap. Inside handoff. A nice spin move and a first down there. Number 21 for the Patriots, Howard, a 10th grade running back. If not for the spin move, he might have been stopped for a loss, but he shook somebody out of his shoes there and gets to the 47-yard line. It is a first down.
Howard showed some quickness on that play.
Miles Stelter will check out of the game. His helmet came off. Number 75, the big fella, Cade Nelson, welcome back to the lineup. He's in there playing with a club, has a broken hand. See if Cade could get a push. First and 10 for Ellender. Atkins under pressure. It's a screen, incomplete. Excuse me. I'll bring up second and 10.
You see Ellender's game plan. They knew that the Tarpon defensive front's going to put a lot of pressure on their quarterback and come with some screens. That time the ball was just a little bit overthrown.
Second down and 10, the Patriots.
Nelson playing with that big cast on, but he's just taking up space and bull rushing.
Oh, yeah, he's still going to be strong as an ox with a club on or not. No doubt about that. Strong side of the field to the left. Patriots have just one receiver that way. Atkins flushed out, looking to maybe run, and he ain't going to get a whole lot. In fact, that might end up being a sack. He is going to get pretty much to the line of scrimmage. So that'll bring up third and 10. And we'll give him about a half a yard. 16 seconds to go in the opening quarter.
That quarter went by quick.
Yeah, clock never stopped. 7-0 Tarpons. Those here in attendance are probably complaining because they didn't change the scoreboard, but the Tarpons do lead 7-0. 16 seconds to go. Strong side of the field to the left. There's trips that way. Tarpons bringing a little heat. It's a stretch run, and Bryant will be tripped up near midfield, well short of the first down, and that will bring us to the end of the first quarter. With our score, South Lafourche 7 and Ellender 0. We'll be back in 1 minute with a fourth down decision from the Patriots on KLEB. So it looks like the Ellender offense might be staying on the field. It is fourth down and about 5. I say that. No, it looks like they're punting it. Never mind. The Patriots have the punt team on the field. I'm not 100% sold that this is going to be a punt play, folks. Lopez is standing at the third.
We're not switching, or yes.
Yeah, there we go. Neither team got the memo that you switch at the end of the quarter. Well, look, I didn't get the memo either. It's actually 4th and 6, not 4th and 4. So I didn't catch it either. The Patriots have Lopez on the field.
Tarpons a double team and the Gunners.
Trying to get a return. Did not get a return the last time, though. Titan got hit right. It's a fake. I told you guys this, and he's going nowhere. He's hit near the line of scrimmage. They needed 6 yards. They got maybe 2. Tarpons will take over at their own 47-yard line. I know a rat when I smell one. I knew they weren't putting that one away, and the Tarpons will take over on downs. And great job by the South Lafourche special teams unit for snuffing that one out on a special teams play that took 0 seconds off the clock. We have an injured Patriot on the field. Injured timeout brought to you by Thibodeau Regional with 12 minutes still to go in the opening half.
Speechless.
Give credit to Coach Sanamo and his crew. They were not fooled. They direct snapped it to LaBeouf, and the Tarpons were Johnny on the spot, rallied and made a nice tackle. 45 is the injured Patriot. That is Makai Gotro. He's limping off. Hopefully he's okay. South Lafourche's second offensive possession of the game will start near midfield. First and 10 for South Lafourche at the 47-yard line. Ogeron in the gun. Hand off to Dardar. He's tripped up near the line of scrimmage. Good open field tackle that time by the Patriots. Is that number 44?
45 is a nice play.
That's Xavier Rodrigue, a sophomore. Scoreboard update brought to you by 3T. It is still 7-0 Terrebonne in the first quarter, middle of the first quarter there. Second and 10 for the Tarps. Ogeron, screen. He's got Dardar. My goodness, they have a wall. He is going to be at the 30, 25, dropped at the 23. Meathead had a huge game. The Patriot coaches could have maybe been saying the Tarpons had some guys blocking down the field, but Dardar caught the ball behind the line of scrimmage, so it doesn't matter. And that'll bring it a 1st and 10 for South Lafourche. Boy, they had that one set up.
A great call. Wide open right in the middle of the field in that screen play.
By the way, and I'll mention it after this play, because the Tarpons are quickly on the ball, trips to the right. Ogeron throws it out there to Jarvis. Jarvis trying to bounce outside, now cutting back in, tripped up at about the 13-yard line near the first down sticks. These long pitches and catches. Well, first off, the screenplay was a blue boot bomb. Let's get that out of the way. But they're adding to Carson Ogeron's record-setting tally. He is the all-time career leader in passing yards for South Lafourche. Not bad for a kid who's only played 2 seasons here, right?
Yes.
2nd and 1 for the Tarpons in the Absolute Fitness red zone. Ellender stack in the box. Play action. Ogeron flushed out and will throw it up and out of bounds. Dangerous. And there's a flag on the play. And there was maybe a little shove of Ogeron at the end when he was in the grasp that might have warranted the flag. He was engaged with Makai Gotro, and we await the official decision. That or it could maybe be intentional grounding.
He's going to wave it off.
Intentional grounding is the call. It is on, and roughing the passer. So offsetting penalties. We were both right. So that works out for the Tarpons. It'll be 2nd and 1 again. You take that over the grounding for sure. Stay in the Absolute Fitness red zone. Berg will check into the game. Jarvis will check out for a breather.
That's some breaking news for you.
What's up?
The clock has stopped.
10:31 to go. Tarpons are in an I. Strong side of the field to the left. It's a toss that way. Dardar trying to get some blockers. He does. He's got a first down, driving near the 10. Tripped up at about the 11. So it is a Golden Motors first down. Pickup of about 3. South Lafourche staying in that Absolute Fitness red zone. They are 1 of 1 tonight there. They got there once and scored once. The Ellender defensive coordinator, coach, or the guy doing the signals is Coach Delahousse. The assistant baseball coach, Coach Brian Delahousse. Tarpons have strong side of the field to the right. Inside handoff to Dardar, falling inside the 10 to about the 8, pick up about 3 or 4. There just have been no negative plays today. The Tarpons, at worst, are getting 3 or 4 yards, and boy, it's easy to play offense when you're moving the line every single play.
Dardar just runs straight up and down the field now, and he's falling forward, picking up those extra couple of yards.
9:46 on a rolling clock. Tarpon's looking to add to 7-point lead. Ogeron will throw it into the end zone, and it's wide. It was intended for Jarvis. A slant. He overshot him.
Had him open for a second.
Yeah, but that one's on the money. That's a pitch and catch touchdown. He just overthrew that one. A rare miss from Ogeron. 3rd and 7. You are in Cesar Gonzalez's range for a field goal. See if the Tarpons have to use that option. I know they don't want to. Strong side of the field to the right. 4 receiver set. And they're going to get a little closer via the hard count off sides. That's got to just drive Coach Haslett insane. It'll go from 3rd and about 7 to 3rd and about 2. And, brother, you know it's much easier to convert the 2 than the 7.
Berg checking in the game. Abram
Move inside of the 5-yard line to about the 4. Scoreboard update brought to you by 3T in the second quarter. Vanderbilt 7, Assumption 7.
Ooh.
Thanks to Corey. Corey, if you're listening, keep them coming, brother. It's a game we're very interested in. I-form set for the Tarps. It's a sneak. Ogeron might get in. He definitely got the first down. He might have scored. Let's see. They're going to mark him short, but it is going to be a Golden Motors first down. And something tells me Carson's about to score his second touchdown of the game because seeing the push they're getting on that quarterback sneak, why would you not do that again? The ball's inside of the 1-yard line.
Sneak right up the middle and you gain 4 yards.
Usually is a pretty good sign on 1st and goal that you might come with it again. 9:15 and counting in the first half clock, second quarter clock. Tarpons are in their I-form set. Are they going to sneak it again? Let's see. Nope, they're going to hand it to Dardar, and he walks in. It's an easy Tarpon touchdown. They blew him off the ball. It's 13-0 South Lafourche. I guess when you're getting a push, it doesn't matter who runs it. Dardar will get in, and the Tarpons add 6 points to their lead pending the try with 8:58 to go in the opening half. As Bo Georges.
I've seen him at practice during the week with an ice bag on that ankle.
Yes, he did. He did injure himself this week in practice. And we'll keep an eye on that. Petrie to hold. There's the snap. Cesar's kick is up, and it is right down Broadway. So the Tarpons lead 14-0. We'll be back in 1 minute as Ellender tries to answer. You're listening to Varsity Football on KLEB.
Visit us at letsrev.biz to get up to $300 off.
Here's Gonzalez's kick. It's caught by Bryant. He's doing a little dance near the 30, and he's tripped up at the 35. So a good job by the Tarpon kick coverage team, and Ellender will take over playing 1st and 10 for the Patriots. It's got to happen pretty soon, man. You're 0-8, and you're struggling. You're down 2 scores. You got to have something to feel good about. The Tarpon defense looking to keep the momentum on their side. We'll see what the next drive brings.
And the Patriots have about 36 or so dressed out. So they're going to get winded as this game goes on.
1st and 10 from the 35. That's where Atkins has the troops. In fact, is that Atkins? Yep, that's Atkins. Strong side of the field to the right is a toss. Howard looking to turn the corner, and he does. He's got a nice gain. He's going to be pushed out of bounds by Dre Hughes near the 47-yard line, but it is a first down on first down for the Patriots.
That time, the Patriots got to the outside and picked up the first down. Probably about a 10-yard gain.
Scoreboard update brought to you by 3T. E.D. White 10, Sam Houston 0 at the end of the first quarter.
At their own 45-yard line.
It just don't matter the opponent for them, man. It really doesn't. I'm over here all week long saying, oh, it's going to be a battle. It doesn't look like it so far. 1st and 10 for Ellender. Atkins. Well, actually, we'll keep it on a design run. He's got a nice gain falling forward. He's got another first down, I think, across midfield to the 45-yard line. That's not usually the way that they use Cade Atkins, but he did show some speed there, riding his blockers and getting a first down.
Nelson checks back in for the Tarpons at nose.
8:40 and counting on a rolling second quarter clock. The Patriots are trying to shave some points off of a 14-0 deficit. Ball smack dab in the middle of the field. Patriots have 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. They have Bryant in the backfield. Quarterback drops the snap. Will now look to try to bounce outside, and he's going to get a positive gain. Made something out of nothing. Gained about 3, and a late flag comes in. It was on the tackle. Did they maybe tackle him by the mask? Yep, must have, as the Patriots are clapping. Let's see.
Gain of about 4.
It is a personal foul face mask. Ooh, they're going to be approaching the red zone now. Ball's going to be at the 26-yard line after the penalty. Scoreboard update brought to you by 3T, home of the drive-through oil change. Assumption 15, Vanderbilt 7. Assumption gets an 8. That could be huge later on in that ball game. If Assumption wins that game, they are the outright district champions. Wouldn't that be something for Coach Will and his team? Here the Patriots play 1st and 10 from the Tarpon 26-yard line. Strong side of the field to the right. Ellender trying to get back in it. They've been in Tarpon territory a couple times tonight. Lopez in motion. Tarpon's coming on a blitz. They'll hand it to Howard, and he's hit by Stelter. Breaks free.
Tackle.
And he's still driving. He's inside the 15. Tarpons are doing a whole lot of hitting, not a whole lot of tackling, and that is leading the Patriots to just keep their legs churning, and it is another first down.
First down, Patriots.
They had him for a very short game, just didn't wrap up.
So it'll be first down for the Patriots at the 12-yard line. The most promising drive of the game so far by far for Ellender. A chance to get back in at 7:27 and counting in the second quarter. Atkins with Howard in the gun. Strong side of the field to the right. They've got trips that way. It's a toss out to Howard. And Nelson's there to swallow that up. He may only have one working hand right now, but he made it look pretty good there. Swallowed that play up, gain of a yard.
Yeah, the Patriots trying to get to the outside. Again, the Tarpons doing a good job forcing the play back to the inside. Allowed Nelson to chase the play from behind for the tackle.
6:54 and counting. Second quarter clock. Ellender playing a 2nd and 9. Have a stoppage. The officials are going to tell one of the camera folks to back up a little bit. Been there, done that.
Did you listen?
Of course. Of course. There we go. Strong side of the field to the left for Atkins. Straight drop looking to throw. Throws a slant, and that's an easy touchdown. Tarpons are too soft in coverage there. That is number 80, James, on the touchdown reception. So Ellender goes straight down the field and makes it 14-6. In the red zone, that was just a little too soft, man. You keep going back. You don't have any ground to give up behind you. At some point, you got to come up. They threw it in front to James for the touchdown. James will be the holder. Lopez will be the kicker. Ellender trying to make it a 7-point ball game.
Big conversion here.
It's the snap. The kick is up. It's right down the middle. Ellender gets back in it. It's 14-7. 6:10 to go in the second quarter. We'll be right back in 1 minute. You're listening to Varsity Football on KLEB.
Who's the
It is 14-7 in favor of South Lafourche. Ellender drives down the field and gets a touchdown drive. James with the touchdown reception. We got a scoreboard update for you after this kickoff. Lopez will be kicking it away. Tarpons have Jarvis, Alamont, and Shepard back deep. That's going to go into the end zone for a touchback. So the Tarpons will take over the 20. Scoreboard update brought to you by 3T. Terrebonne is added to their lead. They lead 14-0 over Thibodaux. Thibodaux trying to cling to a playoff spot, but not finding a whole lot of cooperation from Terrebonne so far.
No, they need to get the victory tonight.
Yeah, because next week you're facing Goliath. You're facing Destrehan, a team that has not lost in 7 years, as BJ Young said. And he's not that far from being right. Tarpon's offense thought that it was a TV timeout. Apparently, they're just taking the field, and they're actually just starting the play clock. Don't know what the delay was. BJ said, if you ain't starting the play clock, we're going to coach them up. Be 1st and 10 from the 20. Ball smack dab in the middle of the field. Tarpon's trying to take the momentum back. Empty shotgun set. This is a designed run for Ogeron. Boy, he didn't get a whole lot, did he? Good tackle by number 90 for Ellender. Omari Butler. I remember Omari Butler. I remember Omari Butler from, I think, maybe middle school ball. He's only a 9th grader, but I've heard that name many times before.
Give him one maybe on it.
Yeah, about a half a yard. 5:45 and counting.
Tarpon just tried spreading the field, getting Dardar out from the backfield in motion.
Ogeron with trips to the left. Throw it to the sidelines, caught by, I believe, Petrie out there. Yeah, he's spinning towards the 25, dropped at the 27. So the Tarpons will get about 6 yards there. We'll bring up 3rd and short. Good job by Terrence making a nice grab, getting up the field. They'll actually mark him down at the 26-yard line, so it'll be 3rd and 4. Big play here, man. You want to keep this thing going. You don't want to give the ball back to an Ellender team right after they scored on you. Coming with a hard count. I am daring them to not jump off sides. You've tried it twice. You've gotten them to jump twice.
Berg in the slot right here.
He's on the right side of the formation. Now he's in motion. Ogeron will hand it to Dardar. He didn't get it. He did not get it. He got closer, but he didn't get the first down, and now it's decision time for BJ Young. It's 4th and about a yard and a half. 4:28 to go in the opening half. The Tarpons offense is staying on the field. I think they're going to hard count and maybe call a timeout. The Ellender coaches are saying for the crowd to make some noise, there's nobody here. Tarpons are in an eye. They're going for it. Play action. Ogeron's got a man wide open. It's Berg. It's a Golden Motors first down across the 40. Dropped at the 43. BJ Young, you've just shown some cojones, my friend, going for it inside your own 30 in the first half, but the Tarpons turned it into a big first down. Brian, I'll go so far as to say if the Tarpons defense was 100% healthy, we would have never seen that call, but BJ knows the situation, keeps the offense out there.
Well, and that comes just from watching film during the week, knowing if you get a certain look, you're going to have a good play, and the guy was wide open.
3:44 and counting. Tarpons in the gun. Strong side of the field to the left. Ogeron will throw it to the sideline. There's Terrence again. Nice grab. Now making a man miss. Driving across the 45. He's got a Golden Motors first down. Pitch and catch of about 13.
Another first down for the
Nice job, but Terrence catches the ball, makes the guy miss.
Terrence has become such a steady weapon, man. We know we say it every week, but he's old Mr. Reliable out there in that receiving core. Tarpons now are trying to score with as few seconds as possible. It's 3:12 and counting. Trips to the right. Ball at the 43-yard line. Patriots showing some pressure, and they jump into the neutral zone. So it'll bring up a 5-yard penalty. It'll be 1st and 5. See, it's the little things like that. that are going to drive Coach Hazlitt off the wall, man. It's week 9. You should not be making mistakes like that.
I was getting ready to say, week 9, these mistakes should not be happening. Good job by the Tarpon front not moving and drawing them off sides.
1st and 10 from the Patriots 37-yard line.
1st and 5. Ogeron rolls out under a little pressure. I don't know if he feels that he's crushed as he throws, and that disrupts the throw because he had Berg wide open, but Carson got leveled. And you know what's ironic is the guy who leveled Carson is down on the field injured. Carson got right back up.
Down by Southern LaBeouf. We have an injured player on the field.
Yeah, Carson just got hit from the backside. Had no idea the guy was coming from behind. He delivers the hit, and he's injured. Carson just pops right back up.
So we'll check on the ID of the injured player. 2:45 to go in the opening half. It will be 2nd and 5 when play resumes. Yeah, coming from the backside, he put his helmet into Carson's back, but went down and didn't get up. Carson did get up. Scoreboard update brought to you by 3T. Vanderbilt has answered Assumption's 8-point possession with one of their own. It's 15-15 out in Napoleonville. Boy, in a one-sided stadium with two very energetic fan bases, that place must be rocking tonight.
Cannot ID the injured players straight on his back. Needs to bend up.
Yeah, and he's swarmed by a slew of trainers. Ryan's in there. We've got an employee of Terrebonne General who works with Ellender there. Hopefully the gentleman is okay. I want to say, well, you know what? I'm not going to say a name, but I think I know just from watching the play who had the pursuit. But we'll save that. We don't want to speculate.
Looks to be getting up. Number 3.
That is the guy that I was thinking, Southern LaBeouf. So my first instinct there was correct, and Southern LaBeouf does get up and appears to be okay. So that's certainly great news. Tarpons will play a 2nd and 5 from the Ellender 37-yard line.
Shout out to the gang at the campground.
Hey.
Fireside. Listening in.
If I had to guess, I'm sure they got us on at the French Food Festival too. If I had to guess. 2nd and 5. Men in motion. They'll hand it to Meathead. He's got a huge hole. Lowers his shoulder. Runs somebody over near the 30. It's a Golden Motors first down. Violent. I watch LSU on Saturdays, and when they put in Caleb Jackson, 28, he's looking to run through somebody. That's the type of run that was there from Meathead. He was looking to run over everybody in his path.
And that's nice when one of our sponsors, Case, is listening in. Maritime Safety Solutions. Sean, Holly.
We thank them so much for their support.
When Jeremy wants to sponsor us.
Tarpons are draining some clock by design here. 2:13 and counting in the second quarter. They're approaching the Absolute Fitness red zone. They're going to hand it to Meade again. He's across the 25. He might house this one. Inside the 10, dropped at the 5. It's a big old run from Dardar, who's had a big night so far. It is a Golden Motors first down into the Absolute Fitness red zone. The Tarpons will play 1st and goal. And if I'm BJ, I'm running all 40 seconds down here. Drain that clock dry. No, you're getting the ball to start the second half. Try to double down here. Get a couple of possessions in a row.
And that's exactly what he's doing. Pointing to the play clock right now, telling Carson, just relax. We got time.
1:40 and counting. Yeah, well, that would be 5 seconds from now as the clock gets to 10. It's 1st and goal for South Lafourche. The receivers get wide. That usually indicates an inside run. It is an inside run. Dardar did not get in, but he did get closer. Sawyer Wells, his helmet comes off. He's going to have to leave for a play, which would bring in Maurice Delot. Tarpons continue to grind down that clock. Oh, it'll stop. Just to make sure Sawyer left the game. It will start back in just a second. Now to roll. You're South Lafourche, you take your sweet time. You're not going to run out of time. You got timeouts. You've got control of this situation. The clock inside of a minute now. 2nd and goal from the 3. Handed to Dardar, and he's in. So South Lafourche manages the clock beautifully. Goes down the field after the Ellender score and adds a touchdown. It's 20-7 with 51 seconds to go in the half. Brian, it's hard sometimes for the high school teams to do what they call 4-minute offense. There, South Lafourche did it in stride. An excellent job by the Tarpons.
Yeah, and a big 4-down play going forward in your own territory paid off for the Tarpons.
Now Cesar will kick it away. Terrence will hold. I'm going to have to ask BJ tomorrow who the snapper is on these plays. Snap is there. The kick is up, and it's right down the middle. So Tarpons add 7 to their lead. It's 21-7. Ellender's going to have 51 seconds to try to answer before the half. We'll be back in 1 minute on KLEB. Gonzalez's kick is fielded at the 15-yard line. Drop near the 30-yard line is, I believe, Bryant. Yep, that is Bryant. And the clock didn't run on the kickoff at all. Oh, my goodness. If I'm BJ, I would be going ballistic right now. That's valuable seconds. Ogel on the tackle. And it'll be 1st down. Can the Tarpon defense make a play? Trips to the right for the Patriots. It's going to be a toss. That's Howard trying to turn the corner, and he does. A good tackle by Haven Green, but he does get out of bounds, and it's a big gain. Clock did run that time, down to 42 seconds in the half. But the Tarpons are allowing the playmakers to turn the corner for Ellender.
They ran a toss to the wide side of the field. Howard showed some quickness getting to the outside. Picked up about 9.
For the Patriots. We have a player down in the field.
Oh, an Ellender lineman just went down. Partner, I really think something you just said, about 10 minutes ago is going to be a factor. We've seen Ellender have a lot of guys drop here. It's going to be tough for them to play the full 48 tonight, I believe. They just don't have a fully stocked cupboard, so to speak. And you could see here at the end of the first half, they're kind of, the tank is kind of on the E a little bit. We have an answer, don't we, Truck? Who is it? Abram Berg, the long snapper, doing an excellent job this season. That's 56, Brian? 58? 58. That's Cole Wazan, 10th grade offensive lineman. That ain't a cramp, Bubba. He looked like he's grabbing an arm.
You need to go see Dr. Darby.
I need to go see Dr. Darby. Okay.
You can't see those numbers?
You needed binoculars to look at my roster earlier today.
And I'm still squinting.
Dr. Darby would have a field day with both of us today. 2nd and 2 for Ellender. The clock did stop as the back got out of bounds. 42 seconds to go there at their own 40. Still a long way to go, but they have some timeouts. Atkins under some pressure. It's a screen, and Howard dropped it. He didn't have a whole lot of green grass there. The Tarpons kind of rallied to that one pretty well, but it is a drop, and it'll lead to 3rd down. And it leads also to a potential huge decision. If, let's say, you throw an incompletion here, do you go for it on 4th and 1 in your own territory?
No way.
It'd be very interesting to see what Coach Haslett and the crew would do should that be the scenario.
You give the Tarpons the ball with 40 yards to go. What?
I think
3
all their timeouts, yeah.
It's
Be very risque. 3rd and 1. Atkins. High snap, corrals it. It's a handoff, and they're going to lose yards. Miles Stelter, but he tackled him by the mask. Yeah. Miles stopped him for a loss, but it was a face mask, and that is going to lead to an Ellender first down.
5 yards.
Scoreboard update brought to you by 3T. E.D. White 24, Sam Houston 7. That's unbelievable. Sam Houston scored 46 points.
15.
They're going to give him 15. I think that's the right call. He tackled him by the mask.
Oh, he said number. The number.
Yeah, number 5.
Okay,
Yeah.
when I saw him 5.
Yeah, that's what he was telling BJ, number 5. But yeah, I mean, he certainly tackled him by the mask. Ball now in Tarpon territory at the 47-yard line. 34 seconds to go. If you're South Lafourche, you're still feeling pretty good about it. Just don't allow a big play. Atkins in the gun. High snap. Boy, that don't help.
Bravo!
The ball's on the ground, and the Tarpons got it. And the guy with one hand, I think, is who fell on it. Cade Nelson. Who would have thought? The guy who only has one working hand right now with the club comes up with the football, swallowed it up, and now the Tarpons can maybe get greedy before the half. With 30 seconds to go, they'll have it at the Ellender 43. There was a lot of discussion and debate on social media. Should he play? Shouldn't he play? Well, he has shown me in this first half he could still go. He could still make an impact. And now South Lafourche with 3 timeouts are going to look to try to steal a score here. And boy, I got to tell you, knowing you're getting the first possession of the 3rd quarter, you could kind of drive a stake through the heart right here if you could get some points before half.
And for Ellender, that's their season. You get a 15-yard penalty, move the ball up, some positive things happen, you come in high snap.
Yep, that is things that 0-8 teams do, brother.
A double pass.
Trips to the right. Ball smack dab in the middle of the field. Ogeron waiting on the snap. He's got it. Has time. Has a lot of time. Now step up and look to run, and he's tripped up, and the Tarpons have to call a timeout. Ogeron got about a yard or so. Fortunately for South Lafourche, well, the clock is still not stopped, even though they've called timeout. 27 seconds when it finally stops. But here's the thing. That is about what it should be, because here's a little secret. It didn't run during the play.
At halftime, I'm going to do some work.
Investigative work?
Yes.
Yeah, it didn't run during the play, and then they correctly then did run a couple of them off after the timeout. But, I mean, goodness, we have been fighting this now throughout the course of the game. Tarpons do call a timeout with the ball at the 41-yard line. Dominic gives us a scoreboard update. The World Series is tied 2 apiece. Diamondbacks and Rangers in the top of the 3rd inning. Thanks, Dominic. That scoreboard update brought to you by 3T, home of the drive-through oil change.
Well, I had someone that could have left the campground with me and come keep the clock, Mr. Fun Finder himself.
Yeah?
You know a guy named Gros Wayne?
I don't. I'm sure if I saw him, I would know
Be lucky.
him. 2nd and 9. The Tarpons have the ball at the Patriot 41-yard line. 4 receivers set, 2 on each side. Ogeron, clean pocket. Steps up into the pocket looking to run. How far is he going to get? He's across the 30. He's across the 25, making them miss. Across the 20, juking, jiving. Carson Ogeron into the end zone. Are you kidding me? That is a 41-yard touchdown run, and he broke everybody's ankles. The Tarpons turned the turnover into points. It's 27-7 on one of the most electric plays that we have seen all season. Number 10 in white just put on a show. Goodness almighty. And you could see, looking at the Ellender sideline, the air is coming out of the balloon. The Tarpons have kind of deflated them here at the end of the half. Berg will snap it to Petrie. There it is. It's a fake. He'll throw it over to Cesar. Cesar trying to get in.
Got
And he does! The old Les Miles fake. Cesar Gonzalez gets in. 29-7 our score. South Lafourche coming with the Les Miles trickeration. Cesar showing that he's a little fleet of foot. He made a nice little move to get into the end zone. It's kind of risky putting your kicker out there like that, but the Tarpons get the extra points, and it's 29-7. We'll keep it here because we're 14 seconds away from halftime. But boy, that turnover turns into a touchdown, turns into the Tarpons getting the ball to start the third quarter. Things are getting dire for the Patriots.
Yeah, and you might ask, you up 27-0, why go ahead and run a fake field goal? Well, you just giving Vanderbilt something to look at.
Some extra to pay attention
next
to.
week.
By the way, I don't know if I said this. I may have. If I'm repeating this, my apologies. Assumption has scored. It's 22-15. They lead Vanderbilt. Scoreboard update brought to you by 3T. Thanks to Corey. Looks like that one's a bit of a shootout out there in Napoleonville. 14 seconds to go here in the half. Cesar kicks it away. Nice line drive kick that is dropped by Howard. He picks up at the 5-yard line. Looking to go to the middle of the field. He's tripped up at the 18-yard line. The clock did not run at all during the entire kickoff. It was 14 seconds before. It's 14 seconds now. We had a bobble. We had everything in between, and it's unbelievable. It's been a struggle all night long tonight. And the White Hat noticed it this time. I think they're going to run some time off the clock. You know, it's one thing for you and I to bicker and complain about it, but the people that are getting hurt are the kids. They deserve better than this.
Exactly.
And they are going to run a few seconds off now manually. They'll stop at probably about 6 or 7 seconds. They'll stop it at 7. 1st and 10 for Ellender at the 18-yard line. 7 seconds to go in the half. Probably just one play left. High snap again. They'll toss it out to Howard. Howard is hit and dropped by Nelson right at the line of scrimmage, and that'll take us to halftime. With our score, South Lafourche 29, Ellender 7. We'll be back in 4 minutes with our halftime report as Big Blues out in front by 3 scores on KLEB.
Great news, home of businesses. We're here. We are Rev, a telecommunications provider with powerful solutions and unmatched local support. We've been bringing Louisiana people, businesses, and culture together for 85 years. Our fiber network delivers superior internet, phone, and security. It's big business technology with small business personal service. For a limited time, get up to $300 off business services. Call or visit us today at letsrev.biz.
At Bourgeois Meat Market, our slogan is Miracles in Meat since 1891. To be in business over 130 years, the most important thing is to have a quality product. The next most important thing is customer service. Our old meat market is in Schriever, Louisiana, and we're really proud to be opening up our brand new store in Gray, Louisiana. We have Rev at both locations now. So all these new scales and our POS system runs on technology, and we need Rev to make that happen for us. I highly recommend Rev Business.
Great news, home of businesses. We're here. We are Rev, a telecommunications provider with powerful solutions and unmatched local support. We've been bringing Louisiana people, businesses, and culture together for 85 years. Our fiber network delivers superior internet, phone, and security. It's big business technology with small business personal service. For a limited time, get up to $300 off business services. Call or visit us today at letsrev.biz.
Are you searching for the next best thing for your finances? At Synergy Bank, we have everything you've been searching for in a community bank. Stop by to visit our friendly team at Synergy locations near you or anytime online at synergybank.com. Member FDIC.
We're going to get our second half here in just a second, less than a minute. South Lafourche will possess first, looking to add to their 29-7 lead. Tarpons are going to be scoreboard watching throughout the weekend. Boy, I know and remember vividly some times in that basketball office where we were doing the same thing, hitting refresh over and over and over again on the LHSA website, trying to see if scores were reported. You would have me call newspapers around the state to see if they knew the score of a game, and it's that time of the year. Tarpons,
not for me.
Tarpons did get some help last night with South Terrebonne getting a win on this field. They also got some help with St. Louis getting a win. Not St. Louis, St. Edmund. The Tarpons would love for St. Louis to beat Iowa today and earn an extra power point for them. They would also love every team that's about 4 or 5 spots below them to lose tonight as well. That would also help.
And look, there's a couple right below the Tarpons. I think that will lose out. I don't think there's any way for them to jump them.
So who knows?
Look, unless it's a team like in the 30, 31, 32 range that's going to come up and win their last 2 games. If not, I still think the Tarpons have a shot to get in.
How about this? How about we finish this one out tonight? How about we beat Vanderbilt in week 10?
Then you in, for sure.
You could take the power rating numbers and you could shove them at that point because you're going to be in somewhere. 29-7 our score. Lopez will be kicking it away. They're going right to left on the kick. And it is a nice kick, very nice kick that'll go straight into the end zone. So Lopez has a big leg, doesn't he? That'll be 1st and 10 for the Tarpons at the 20.
And he can kick the ball.
So I'm told that Sam Houston actually, in the last minute of the first half, scored those 2 touchdowns, reversing a 24-7 deficit to 24-21. That leads you to believe that E.D. White probably turned it over at some point before half, which leads you to believe that Kyle Lasang is probably not pleased. Kyle's a nice guy, but boy, Kyle don't like when his team puts it on the carpet either. Neither does B.J. Young, and the Tarpons have not put it on the carpet at all in the opening half. It's 1st and 10 at the 20. Inside give to Dardar. He's hit hard by number 99. That is Jason Powell, a senior, a 272-pound senior.
It's a congrats to the Lady Tarpon volleyball team finishing the season strong. Looks to have a home playoff game.
Well, brother, I got one more to add to that. As we await this 2nd and 7 play, Ozier on an empty shotgun set. Comes with a hard count. They don't flinch. Play clock has not even started, so he's got plenty time to work through this. Hopefully the white cap is keeping it on the field. I would imagine he is, but yeah, it's still at 40.
And it's timeout.
So BJ will call a timeout. South Lafourche is a little confused early and will call a timeout. But to add to your attaboys, how about this? South Lafourche boys cross country winning the district championship. This is a team that I spoke to Coach Zach earlier in the week. Had just like 4 or 5 runners a couple years ago. Now they've grown their numbers into like the 20s and they win the district championship, outlasting Vanderbilt Catholic, which is like a cross-country power. So kudos to Coach Zach and the runners. And the crazy part of it is I look at the heat sheet. Most of those kids are coming back.
Yes.
Like they're very young. So, yeah, Coach Zach is doing a wonderful job. He and Coach Adams with that program. Great work.
They have done a tremendous job. And Casey, the thing is, they work hard at it. And their kids see the hard work they're putting in for them.
2nd and 7, one interesting tidbit about that after this play, which is a catch by the Tarpons across the 30, driving as Alamon near the 45. He's pushed out of bounds, so it is a blue boot bomb. Sorry, Wells, we got to get you a new chin strap. He's going to leave the game again with the helmet coming off. This is the second week in a row he leaves multiple times with the helmet coming off. But an interesting tidbit about Tarpon cross country, one of their leading runners, Cesar Gonzalez, the Tarpon kicker. So he is pulling double duty in the fall. 72 will check into the game for South Lafourche. That's Big Bennett Bourgeois. He'll get a rep with Sawyer on the shelf with the helmet. First and 10 for the Tarpons. And it's another one of my biddy guys, man. Coached him whenever he was a young pup. First and 10. Straight drop for Carson. Steps up. Will throw it down the middle. Caught by Petrie. How far is he going to run? He breaks a tackle. 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10. Tackled at the 6-yard line. It's a blue boot bomb. And a boy, Chubby T in the house. The Tarpons get a Golden Motors first down and a blue boot bomb all in one shot. And that career passing record just continues to get set and reset with every completion of Carson Orgeron's.
Yeah, that was about a bit more than a 51. Yeah, 50 by 51.
Tarpons are in the absolute fitness red zone. They're already in control of this game, looking to add an extra score, up 29-7. Patriot defense has struggled for answers throughout the game. Orgeron will hand it to Dardar. He walks into the end zone. The Tarpons have added 6 to their lead out of the half. It's 35-7, pending the extra point try.
In case to go back to that play before and a big pass play, give credit to Bennett Bourgeois coming off the sideline onto the field for the game, and the Tarpons win on a hard count. You know how hard you get into the game, you're anxious.
That may have been his first varsity snap.
And he held his water for that. You got to give credit. That was a good job by Bennett Bourgeois.
Yeah, very well said. We await the extra point try. The snap will get to Petrie. It is a kick from Gonzalez. It's right down Broadway. The Tarpons add 7 to their lead. It's 36-7. We just had a long halftime where we paid a bunch of bills, so we'll keep it right here. Brian, you said South Lafourche would like to get the ball first and march down the field. It didn't take them long to do it. Only a 93-second drive. 1 minute, 33 seconds come off the clock. Tarpons get some big plays. The blue boot bomb to Petrie kind of sparked them into the red zone, the absolute fitness red zone, and then Meathead did the rest.
Yep, 4 plays, 80 yards. That's good work.
20 yards of play. It's pretty easy to call offense getting 20 yards of play. And now if you're Ellender, it's beginning to look like that coveted first win that they've been searching for. Probably not going to come tonight. Tarpon special teams crew takes the field. Cesar will have the ball on the tee. Kicking from left to right. And Cesar hits it flush. He could sometimes get a touchback. Let's see if he hits this one all the way on the sweet spot. Patriots have their usuals back there. This one is going to be a kick that will be caught at about the 8-yard line by Bryant, who's going to be bouncing outside. There's a flag on the play. He's across midfield, still driving. He's going to be pushed out of bounds at the 36-yard line, but I got to think this one's coming back for old Xavier Bryant. The marker's at the 27-yard line.
Cesar chased him out of bounds.
Hey, look, dude, Cesar's a good athlete. Now, Cesar is an elite soccer player. That is a block in the back. Yeah, anybody thinking, hey, he's a kicker, he's a big dweeb. Oh, no, he is a very, very good athlete. And the return will be negated by the block in the back. The Patriots will be deep in their own territory. You mentioned it earlier, bro, when the Patriots had kind of moved it to near midfield and then snapped it over the head. And just another example, man, of you get a long kick return and it all comes back. It's just the type of stuff that a team that's having a rough season does. The flag was at the 27. The official put the ball at the 27, but they still got to walk it off from there. I was wondering about that. Sure, the chain gang doesn't appreciate that they put the ball down and now they have to reset the chains again. But the ball will be at the 17-yard line, first and 10. Atkins in the gun, strong side of the field to the right. Looking towards the sidelines, getting his call. I think the play clock might be done for the night. It's still not on. Lopez, high snap. Atkins, kind of a busted play. He's going to just throw it, nearly intercepted. Oh, Landon Jarvis. The guy who tells me every time I see him, Coach Casey, you got to talk better about me on the radio. Jarvis, if you would have caught that one, you would have maybe been able to take it to the house. Bounced off his fingertips. Yes, he was.
Yeah.
2nd and 10. Ellender's got to get those snaps to the quarterback in a more timely fashion. It's another floater. It leads to a toss and a hard hit and a drop for loss, brought to you by the Terry L. Hunter III Foundation. Number 19 came in and laid the wood. That's Yair Torres. The Tarpons are playing some guys who are not regular starters, but Yair looked pretty good there, laying the wood.
Yeah, look, they're doing a great job for the most part, keeping everything on the inside, not letting those speedy backs get to the outside. And you got to credit the defensive front once again for the Tarpons.
And again, Ellender's got to figure out this snap thing. Boy, the timing on that last play was disrupted. 3rd and 13. It's another little bit of a floater, but he gets to him. The quarterback's dropping back under some pressure. He makes Stelter miss. He's looking to run, and he's not going to get anywhere near the first down. There's a flag on the play. He's dropped at the 20-yard line. Tarpons had a lot of pressure there. Good job by Atkins getting positive yardage out of it. If this is a hold, they'll say no flag. They'll pick it up. So it'll lead to 4th down. Ellender, I think, is going to punt this one away, and the Tarpons are going to get back off the field defensively. A good job there. Nelson was in pursuit.
Yeah, the official took the flag out, held it in his hand. That's why I was laughing. He held it in his hand for about 2 seconds, then decided to throw it. So he wasn't
sure.
Yeah, he wasn't sure, but he did a good job. Throw the flag, then you can wave it off after.
There's a high punt from Lopez. Alamo calling a fair catch, and he'll make it at the 44, 45-yard line. Very good punt from Lopez. That one had a lot of hang time on it. South Lafourche in complete control here. 8:47 to go in the 3rd quarter. It'd be hard to convince somebody that with like 3 or 4 minutes left in the 2nd quarter, it was 14-7.
Right.
The Tarpons have come with an onslaught, and they're going to look to add to it here.
1st and 10 Tarpons from their own.
Ogeron will be in the gun at the 45-yard line.
Good to see both Georges in the game still for the Tarpons.
Yep. And it'll be 5 free yards as the Patriots jump into the neutral zone. I don't think enough is made of the fact that South Lafourche has a couple of freshmen who play regularly on that offensive line. Carter Colley gets regular reps. Bo Georges gets regular reps. And when they play, those kids do an excellent job. Like, they're not liabilities at all. 1st and 5. Ball right now at midfield. Ogeron, straight drop, has a clean pocket, throws it as far as he can. He's got Alamo wide open. Walk in, 50-yard touchdown. Titan Alamo puts it in. That was the easiest one that the Tarpons will have all season. Don't know what happened in coverage for Ellender there. But Ogeron adds another touchdown to his tally. Alamo adds another touchdown to his tally. All Tarpons here. It is a Tarpon rout, 42-7 the score. Not sure what happened there. That had to be a busted assignment. This Titan was running free down the field. Maybe the Tarpons saw something in film. Now will be another Cesar Gonzalez extra point try. Berg snap gets to Terrence. The kick is up right down the middle. So South Lafourche adds 7 more to the lead. It's 43-7. We will take the 1-minute break this time. Tarpons are in control on KLEB.
Davey Bryant fields the kickoff.
He already has single season passing.
Pass to 30, Silverman Street, pass to 40, 50.
O'Brien with a long kick return across midfield. Dropped near the 30-yard line of the Tarpons. There was a flag on the last one. There's no flag on this one. So Ellender's going to have ideal starting field position to maybe try to shave a score. Look, I was about ready to come on here and say, hey, the Tarpons are 1 score away from running time. Ellender might have some different ideas.
Davey Bryant brings the ball back to the Tarpons, 32, 1st and 10, Patriots.
Good field position for the Patriots.
See if they can get their offense into the end zone. Atkins will be in the gun. He's got Howard with him in the backfield as Bryant will take a breather after the kick return. Man in motion, Lopez, high snap. They hand it to Howard. Pretty good hold, but boy, Stelter's there. Lays the wood. Big hit from Miles Stelter. And he's awfully excited about it.
Miles Stelter on the stop for the Tarpons.
Gain of about 2. Thought he was going to get more, but Miles closed up that gap.
Gain on the play, 2nd down and 8 for the Patriots.
Ball at the 30. Howard remains in the game. Strong side of the field to the right. Atkins gets the snap. It's a good one this time. Has a clean pocket, fleshed out to the right. Now it's starting to break down a little bit. Nelson in pursuit. He's hit. He's dropped by Berg. Back to the 38-yard line. Berg gets the sack. The tackle for loss brought to you by the Terry L. Hunter III Foundation. Nelson created some initial pressure. Then Berg cleaned it up. Nelson's going to leave because his helmet came off. And it's going to be 3rd and a mile for the Patriots. Boy, that's a luxury when you could get pressure without having to send extra rushers. And that's what the Tarpons did right there.
Yeah, good job by defensive backs covering the receivers for the Patriots downfield. And a nice job by the backers and the defensive line staying aggressive and staying in pursuit of the quarterback.
So 3rd down and awfully long for the Patriots. Roll out to the right. Atkins has some room to run, and he's going to get across the 35 and then just kind of go down on his own. Looked like he was trying to plant his foot, maybe cut back towards the middle of the field, and then his leg just kind of buckled. He'll gain about 3 or 4 on the play. It'll bring up 4th and about 13.
Yeah, I think the turf caught him out there. Just trying to slow down, and he planted that foot, tripped right over the turf.
I've got some information to give to you guys that is going to make me a very unhappy camper. Patterson's game tonight over in St. Mary Parish is off. Shots fired outside of the stadium. Stop bringing guns around campuses. Good God Almighty. It's now the 2nd game in the area this season. Thanks to Damien for that update. That is unfortunate to hear. 4th and 13 here. Atkins under pressure, steps up. Stelter got a hand on him. He's looking to run. He's not going to get the yardage he needs unless if he throws. He throws it up. Jump ball, and it's incomplete. A good decision by Atkins. He realized what I did, which is that he wasn't running for 13 yards, so he just threw it up, maybe gave a playmaker a chance. But the Tarpons had it covered very well. Tyrese Edwards made a good play on the ball.
Yeah, he was on that heavy pressure. He did a good job just to get rid of the ball.
Tarpons will take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard.
So now what we said a minute ago is back in play. The Tarpons could potentially drive this to running time if they get a score here. And why that's important is, hey, you're beat up. You want to get off your feet here and try to get this thing to week 10, up 43-7. Ogeron in the gun with Meathead. Inside handoff. Dardar picking through the lines across the 35. Short gain. Good job by the Ellender defense. 5:53 and counting in the 3rd quarter.
Along with the help of Omari Butler.
Doesn't look like much Dardar would pick up, but he's picking up 2 or 3 yards on a play that didn't look like much was there.
Second down. Ogeron will throw it to Petrie. Good catch at the 40-yard line, reversing his field, getting leveled by the entire Patriots secondary, it feels like. But Terrence showing off his hands there. Great grab across the 40 to about the 42. Forward progress will give him about 4 or 5 yards. 3rd and 4. No, 3rd and 3. Tarpon's at the 42. Got to get to the 45. 5 minutes and counting in the third quarter of a game that South Lafourche is in total control of. The Tarpons are going to clinch at least a 500 season tonight. Get their 5th win. Don't tell BJ Young that. He's still lamenting the loss against St. Louis last week. I-form set. Handoff to Dardar. Big hole. He's across midfield. It's a Golden Motors first down. That Tarpon offensive line is blocking their butts off tonight. They are throwing them back. This is a golden example of what Stan tells us every Saturday. The teams that win up front win games. The Tarpons are dominating up front tonight, and that's why they have the score the way that it is right now. Scoreboard update brought to you by 3T. Edie White has added a touchdown. It's 31-21. They lead over Sam Houston in the third quarter. Inside handoff to Dardar, bouncing outside. Across the 45, cutting back in. Looked like maybe a grab of the face mask, but there's no flag that comes out. He gets to the 43-yard line.
So now that last play, Dardar does such a great job. There was really nothing up the middle. He was patient, trying to kick it to the outside, and he saw a crease and turned it up the field to gain positive yards, 6-yard gain.
2nd and 4, strong side of the field to the left. Tarpons in their usual shotgun set, 4-receiver shotgun set. The Tarpons have sort of gotten a little more slow in their pace, as you would expect. 3:35 and counting in the third quarter. Play clock is being operated by the Whitecap in the second half. Ogeron will keep it. Will bounce outside. Will be hit hard. He gets across the first down 6. Boy, he got leveled by 31 for Ellender. That is Jakari Allen. I wonder, Brian, and, look, we said a lot of things about the clock operating system in the first half. I wonder if at halftime they maybe decided, hey, let's just worry about the game clock and not the play clock, because we have not had any issues in the second half.
Look, it could be they could have had one guy up there trying to do 2 jobs.
That could, yeah, because I really think that might have been the solution, because since we've been keeping it on the field, we have not had any issues in the third quarter. Coach Haslett having a discussion with our white hat official, not sure exactly about what. I think the officials might have pulled a young man out of the game just because they saw that he was maybe on some wobbly legs a little bit. And we have a flag on the play, and it's going to be a false start on South Lafourche. I got to tell you, not trying to be critical here. I don't like quarterback draw up 36 in the second half. I would rather not see Carson get hit helmet to helmet again tonight like he just did on that last play. BJ, let's put the ball in the belly of the running back the rest of the way, brother. Because Carson took a wicked shot on that last play. Now, he did get up, but I don't know how many more of those he would get up from. 1st and 15. Inside give to Dardar, big hole. He's going to get a big gain. He's going to get a first down. Still driving into the Absolute Fitness red zone across the 20. Dardar running like a man possessed. He gets it to the 18-yard line. It is a big gain and a first down. Golden Motors first down into the Absolute Fitness red zone.
First down, Corbin, inside the 20-yard line to 18.
Dardar doing a good job protecting the football. He had 2 hands around that football.
Mason Alamo, Aiden Bruce, Sawyer Wells, Carter Colley, Bo Georges, Maurice DeLotte when he gets in there. Big boys up front dominating the game today for South Lafourche. 2:13 and counting in the third quarter. Tarpons in the Absolute Fitness red zone. Jarvis in motion. He'll get the carry on the sweep run, looking to turn the corner. Gets a good block from Meathead. He's dropped out of bounds at the 11. Let me tell you something. That was really impressive there from Dardar, because Dardar's used to carrying the ball. But to see him out there lead blocking for his brother. That was very impressive and a nice game. Pick up about 7.
You know, you go back to that play where Carson got a hit on the sideline, a hard hit. Credit both players. They both just got up and went straight to their respective huddle. There was no jawing back and forth or anything. They just got up to play the next play.
Look, I will say that this Ellender team is 0-8, and they're going to fall to 0-9 tonight. We have not seen any disciplinary issues. They're just competing. They're out there battling. It's been a rough year, but to this point, they're just out there playing. 2nd and 5. Tarpon's at the 11-yard line trying to go in. It's a toss to Dardar. Looking to string it out. He's got a nice hole. He's inside the 5. He's surging near the end zone. He didn't get in, but he does have a Golden Motors first down. It'll be 1st and goal around the 2-yard line. As E.D. White scoreboard update brought to you by 3T has added a score to their lead. It's 38-21. They lead over Sam Houston. Tarpons are 2 yards away from giving us an early night, B, because that clock ain't going to stop if the Tarpons could punch one in here. I could argue it didn't stop in the first half at all either, but that's neither here nor there. They've done a better job in the third quarter. I-form set. Hand off to Dardar, and he is driving and pushing, and he's in. South Lafourche has made it a running time special. It's 49-7. The Tarpons have added 6 to their lead, going to try to add 7 to their lead with Mr. Cesar Gonzalez's extra point try. All big blue here tonight. Cannot wait to get some statistical numbers tomorrow, hopefully on the Sports Corner from this one, as the Tarpons have had some big individual performances. There's the snap. Kick is away. It is up, and it is good. And you know what? Because Truck got that mic rolling and that music sounds so pretty, we'll keep it right here. Listen to the pride of South Lafourche. March and Tarpon Band play that fight song. It's 50-7. 20 seconds to go in the third quarter. The kids are having a good time.
Nine-play drive from the Tarpons.
Everything has come easy tonight. They've run it, they've thrown it, they've done whatever they have wanted to do.
We would like to thank Oaklawn Band.
And I know BJ Young was a little nervous coming in. No reason to be nervous anymore.
We'd also like to thank Grand County Mills Band, cheerleaders, dance team, and color guard here with us tonight.
$20 seconds to go in the third. Cesar.
Kicking off for the Tarpons. Cavante Howard back deep.
Kicks it away. This one will be caught at the 5-yard line. Working it up the field on the right side of the field. Will be pushed out of bounds at the 35. That's number 15 for Ellender. A Jalon Moultrie.
Is that Assumption 27-15?
Yes, sir. 27-15, the Mustangs lead. That's going to actually, because we're running time, even though there's an injury, it looks like it's going to bring us to the end of the third quarter. 15 for Ellender. That's Moultrie, the guy who ran the kickback, is hurt on the sideline. We're going to go ahead and take the quarter break. It's 50-7. South Lafourche leads. We've got 1 quarter to go. It's a quarter that's going to go by pretty quick. We'll be back in 1 minute on KLEB. off. That'll get to the sideline, and it'll be a nice gain for the Patriots, and it'll be a first down run for the Patriots. So a good start to the fourth quarter for Ellender. That was Howard on the give. Howard's a good-looking back, boy. They talk about Bryant here, but Howard's not shabby either. We are in running time, by the way. We have already lost about a minute of the fourth quarter. This fourth quarter is going to fly by.
Yeah, the backs for Ellender, they have some speed when they can get to the outside.
Tarpons still have a lot of their regulars out there defensively trying to finish this game with some momentum. Inside handoff. It's Howard again looking to bounce outside, looking to turn the corner. He's going to be tripped up after a gain of about 8 across midfield. Jarvis on the tackle. I apologize. That's not Howard. That's Charles Thompson, number 20. So another Ellender back getting a touch and looking pretty good. 10:36 and counting. It'll be 2nd and 1. Patriots looking to get a score here. You could just see the dejection, Brian. Look on the sideline. They just got a couple of kids standing up. Everybody's sitting down. It's a group that's not having a whole lot of fun right now, man, and that's unfortunate to see. 2nd and 1, high snap over the quarterback's head. He will fall on it at the 40-yard line, and from 2nd and 1 to 3rd and 14 we go. And it's plays like that are the reason why these guys aren't having a whole lot of fun this year.
Yeah, they just cannot put together 5, 6, 7 positive things in a row.
Yep, and so it's rough. It's rough, and that's a byproduct of youth, man. They just got to stay with it. See if I could get you a scoreboard update from Thibodeau and Terrebonne. Let's see. 21-14 Terrebonne, 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. That one has been 21-14 for a long time.
Thibodeau hanging around.
Toss out to Howard this time. Stelter grabs him by the neck and slings him down. Got him around the shoulder pads area. Used his upper body strength and slung him down. 4th down. Ellender already has the punt team out there. The white flag has long been waved.
They run that toss play. It doesn't look smooth in the backfield. It just seems like it takes too long to develop. See if the Tarpons can get a punt return here.
Yep, they got Alamo back deep. Got to get the snap to the punter first. And we might see some Terrence Petrie at quarterback whenever play resumes. It's just a hunch. I think he's the backup right now. There's a snap. It bounces to the punter, but as a false start before it bounces to the punter. The Patriots just cannot get out of their own way right now. It's going to be 4th and even longer, 4th and 18. There's the snap. It is a good one, and he has all day to kick it away. It's a wobbly kick. Tarpons might want to just get away from that one. It'll take a Patriots roll. It'll be killed at the 20, nope, about the 18-yard line as it still rolls. So 8 minutes to go in this one. South Lafourche in complete control. Let's see if my hunch is right. Let's see if we get a little Chubby T action at quarterback. With that clock continuing to run, South Lafourche is going to be able to run just a few plays here. If you keep moving them chains, you're going to have a chance to maybe make this the last drive of the game.
At this time, I'd like to introduce our varsity cheerleaders.
24 at quarterback? Is that Shepard? No, that ain't 24. That's 24 at running back. We're going to have to figure this out. Tarpons got a whole new crew out there. It's an inside handoff to Shepard driving across the 20. 32, Jaden Lee is in at quarterback.
Yep.
Shepard got the carry there. I'll tell you something. I have watched some Tarpon junior varsity this year. That Shepard kid runs hard, man. Kentrell Shepard. He's a 9th grader. He is going to be a nice compliment to Dardar in the backfield over the next couple of seasons. 82 at wide receiver, Wayne Smith. Second down and 7.
Junior.
Lee will hand it to Shepard again. Bouncing outside. There he goes. There's some of that explosiveness I told you about. It's a Golden Motors first down to the 29-yard line. 84 in the game. I don't have an 84. That might be Cullen Santamont. I know the Tarpons have called up some freshmen. 32 is Jaden Lee.
23.
23. I don't
I think
have.
that's Santamont.
Okay, I got the numbers of the freshmen that they called up. 1 second. Let me pull these out here in the phone. 23 Cullen Santamont, 37 Carter Cantrell, 50 Braxton Peak. Some of the freshmen that have been called up. Lee will throw it. It's going to be incomplete, intended for Wayne Smith. Why not throw it? Even if it's incomplete, the clock's still going to run. So might as well. Sam Houston has scored a touchdown. It is 38-28. E.D. White in front of them. That scoreboard update brought to you by 3T. Here the Tarpons are icing it down, 5:30 and counting. And a running time, fourth quarter clock. I was here last night for Bourgeois and South Terrebonne, and it was almost a 3-hour game. Here we're going to have about a 2-hour game. That's what happens when you don't have 30 penalties. A flag on this play. Speaking of penalties, dead ball, false start on South Lafourche. The wide receiver on the outside flinched.
Good that these young guys are getting some experience at the varsity level.
Yep, no doubt. 1 minute to go in the third quarter, 21-14. Terrebonne over Thibodaux, but Thibodaux's in the red zone. So that one getting tight out there just across the way in Homa. Inside give to Shepard, running hard. He's suplexed down at the 29-yard line. The ball's out, and the officials will say that Shepard was down.
Yeah, we can't hear a whistle from this closed box we in.
Yep, we are calling the game from the old tomb up here. Coach Hazlett's still fighting for his guys. He's saying, hey, bro, that was a fumble. Number 45 for Ellender scooped at Makai Gotro. He thought he was going to get a touchdown out of it. The officials are talking. They might end up giving this one to Ellender. They obviously won't be able to give the return to Ellender because apparently a whistle blew. But we're discussing something here. And this might end up turning into a turnover.
Ariana Jones. Kaylee Diaz.
There was a clear recovery, so if it is deemed that there was a fumble,
Donasia Evans.
let's see.
Cameron Jones.
An inverted whistle.
An inverted whistle, so we're going to just do the play over again.
Amari
2nd and
Brown.
15.
Cameron Brown.
Given the alternative would have been a scoop and score touchdown, I think BJ Young will take that trade of just doing it over again. Clock will start back, continue to run. There's not much game left here, folks. 4:13 and counting. When that clock never stops, you could grind through a quarter in no time. Shepard's likely going to get a handoff from Lee.
Looks like the first quarter.
Right? Shepard, nice hole, driving, and he's near the 30-yard line. I'm telling you, I like the way this Shepard kid runs that football. Coach Keegan Polk, if you're listening to us, that's another one of your dudes, bro. That's a big LCO playmaker. Actually, Ellender's going to call a timeout here. They're going to say, you know what? We want to see if our defense can earn us a stop here. Got a scoreboard update brought to you by 3T, home of the drive-through oil change at the end of the third quarter, 38-28. E.D. White leading Sam Houston. So the Tarpons are going to get their 5th win, and they'll be scoreboard watching throughout the weekend, hoping for some help.
We can see the parking lot from our view here. I'm looking to see if certain vehicles have started.
Oh, no. He's on the chain gang. He's with us for the rest of the way.
Oh, look at him.
Yeah, he's with us the rest of the way. I noticed that. Dominic gives us a scoreboard update brought to you by 3T. The Diamondbacks are leading Game 1 of the World Series 5-3 at the end of the 5th inning. Thanks to Dominic.
He must be for the Diamondbacks.
Dominic and Luke do a good job, man. A real good job. We can't thank them enough. I've got an interesting one for you after this play that I could tell you. Apparently, we're not the only places we're having clock issues. Lee comes with a hard count. Ellender flinches but doesn't get into the neutral zone. With Shepard in the backfield. Lee's going to look to throw. It'll be a little slant. Caught! That's going to be a Golden Motors first down. Who the heck is 81? Let's take a look down. That's James Billiot with a Golden Motors first down. Good pitch and catch. So it is the end of the third quarter. Terrebonne leading Thibodaux by a touchdown. That's been the score really for most of the game now. Abby sent me a picture of the scoreboard. They reset the clock to 12 minutes and 7 seconds. And apparently no one caught it. So we're going to play 7 extra seconds out there in Houma tonight. 1st and 10 for the Tarpons here. A couple snaps left. Shepard, nice gain, driving across the 45 to the 42. Brian, I remember a night that South Lafourche played H.L. Bourgeois when Dennis Scames was the head coach. The Tarpons had a big lead running time just like this. And a young 9th grade running back by the name of Corbin Allen got some late carries. I'm getting some Corbin Allen flashbacks, seeing Shepard run that ball. He's running hard. He's getting some big gains. Picked up 8 on that last one. Lee will hand it to him again. He's got a first down, driving across the 35, still pumping to about the 30. Don't know if the Tarpons are going to have the time with the running clock to score it, but boy, Shepard and that offensive line continuing to drive forward. Scoreboard update brought to you by 3T, Assumption 35, Vanderbilt 22. Assumption might lock down the district tonight, Bubba. That would be a whale of an accomplishment. Lee in the gun. Hands it to Shepard again, riding the blockers, getting another nice gain across the 25 to the 22.
In case the Tarpons can pretty much turn their attention next week, big game at home against Vanderbilt, who's going to be coming off a very emotional game tonight against the Mustangs.
Oh, very emotional. And, another thing about it, from playing Assumption, very physical game, too. Assumption's the team that started South Lafourche's injury bug. Maybe a chance there. 2nd and 2. Lee in the gun, sending a couple of guys into motion. They were both in motion at the same time. So this handoff to Shepard will be a touchdown, but it's going to end up being a false start. And that's a shame for the kid because he would have scored his first touchdown, but it's going to be called back via penalty. Truck has called it a night. Why not, boss? There's only 1 or 2 plays left. You deserve a little head start. We'll see you tomorrow morning for the Sports Corner. Yeah. Something tells me that we could get this equipment downstairs. It is an illegal shift on the Tarpons.
Yeah, look, it's a haul up to this press box now.
Fortunately for you, you've got the biceps and triceps of one Casey Gisclair at your disposal.
Good, you can carry all the equipment.
Or I could do what I usually do. Hey, I got to go interview the coach. Later, B. See ya.
Now we get the truth. Yes. Oh.
The Tarpons, I believe, have called a timeout because the officials were discussing, the clock's still running. Yeah, so the game's over. Yeah, that's what it is. So this one is over. Final score, South Lafourche 50, Ellender 7. We are going to get our power player of the game. But first, a 2-minute timeout as South Lafourche takes care of business, comes on the road and gets a win. First, let's take a 2-minute break when we get back our post-game show from South Terrebonne. For those of you watching on Bayou Sports tonight, we're going to give our Edison West Offshore Billy Joe Brunet Bay tie of the game to Cade Nelson, playing with a broken hand. He recovers a fumble, makes some plays, does some big things. And our overall player of the game tonight is going to go to, how could it go to anyone other than Landon Dardar, number 21. He was getting some big plays, running the football hard. The Tarpons win 50-7. Good night, everybody. Thanks for watching.